Tonight on Documentify TV. What if you could read a book that was burned to a crisp 2,000 years ago? In 79 AD, Mount Vesuvius erupted. It didn't just bury the Roman town of Herculaneum, it flash-cooked it, and inside one of the villas, it buried an entire library. When archaeologists finally found the library, they didn't find books. They found these hundreds of scrolls baked into what looks like lumps of charcoal. It was a time capsule of lost knowledge from the ancient world. But there was a huge problem. If you even tried to open one, it would just turn to dust. For centuries, this library was a complete mystery, an impossible puzzle, until now. In 2023, a group of tech investors and scientists came up with a pretty wild idea. They called it the Vesuvius Challenge. The plan was simple, but brilliant. First, they took incredibly detailed 3D X-rays of the unopened scrolls. Think of it like a hospital CT scan, but powerful enough to see every single fiber of the ancient papyrus. Then, they put all the data online and made an offer to the entire world. Here's over $1 million in prize money. The first person to use AI to read what's inside these scrolls wins. Now, this was a lot harder than it sounds. The ink they used back then was carbon-based, and so was the burnt scroll. To an X-ray, it's basically invisible. It's like trying to read black ink on a black page. The only way to find it was to train AI to spot the tiniest, most subtle changes in the papyrus texture, where the ink used to be. Thousands of people from all over the world jumped in to try and crack the code. And you'll never guess who made the first big breakthrough. It wasn't some famous professor at a university. It was a 21-year-old computer science student from Nebraska, working from his laptop after his internship at SpaceX. His name is Luke Faritor, and late one night, after months of work, he ran his latest AI model on a new piece of the scan. He was actually at a party checking his phone when he saw it. Clear as day, a word that no human had ever seen in nearly 2,000 years. The word was porphyrus, the ancient Greek word for purple. Just for finding that one word, Luke won $40,000, and it wasn't just any word. Purple dye was a huge deal in the ancient world. It was incredibly expensive and a symbol of royalty. But that single word was just the key. It provided this crazy idea could actually work. Luke quickly teamed up with two other students, and together they didn't just find a word, they unlocked entire paragraphs of text, winning the $700,000 grand prize. So what does this lost book actually say? Well, it seems to be a philosophical text about music, food, and how to enjoy life. The author, who was probably a philosopher named Philodemus, argues that just because something is rare doesn't automatically make it more pleasant than something that's easy to get. It's basically a 2,000-year-old blog post about finding happiness. Think about what this means. We are reading the first book from the only library to survive from the entire Roman Empire. There are hundreds of other scrolls just like it, waiting to be read. And archaeologists believe there might be a main library with thousands more scrolls still buried under the ground. A new chapter of human history, one that was locked away by a volcano, is finally being opened by artificial intelligence. If you enjoyed our video, please consider subscribing. That's it for today's video, folks. See you next time, right here on Documentify TV.